speak with you. Meet me in your office right away.
I'd love to, Francis, but I have to debrief Sarah first.
I suppose you could, or you could hear what I have to say and see if that doesn't change things. Pritchard out.
I can't believe it, Jensen. An internment camp smack dab in the middle of Detroit. Shit.
You still here, boss? I would have thought you'd gone home by now.
Can you believe what's going on out there? Terrorists, demonstrations. I heard there's been lots of violence in Derelict Row, too. Gangs, I guess. Not too many casualties yet, but something's got them on edge.
I'd like to finish up what I have to do so I can get home.
Powwowing with United Nations delegates, this time outside the international organization's New York headquarters. I don't know about you folks, but it suggests to me that we may be finally seeing some action in the ongoing debate over human enhancement technology. Why else would some of the world's foremost experts in augmentation sciences be meeting with delegates in secret? This is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live from Picus.
I don't have time to talk to you, Jensen. I've got a lot of work to catch up on.
Retired millionaire Hugh Darrow.
Jensen, guess who was here? That Humanity Front guy. Trigger? Taggart? Taggart! Tell me something. Has he got a personal grudge against the big guy?
You feeling all right, Jensen? Mr. Sarah's been pushing you pretty hard since you've been back.
Hi, Adam. Look, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy nutjob, but, is it true you found a secret government internment facility right here in Detroit?
We need everyone on high alert. It's not only the pro-augs who might want to get at Taggart, but the ones against them too.
You're saying that pro-human activists might see this visit as treachery?
I'm just saying anything is possible, so keep your eyes out for suspicious characters.
Right.
No one relaxes until Taggart and his entourage are out of the building.
Hey boss, I heard there was some kind of commotion at the downtown police station earlier. You know that's the precinct that was handling the investigation into the first attack against us, don't you?
Got it covered here, boss. Don't you worry.
Get this, Adam. I heard on the police scanner, someone decimated the Derelict Row gang. And took them apart right in their own territory. Must have been some turf war with the MCBs.
Jesus, Adam. A goddamn FEMA camp right in the middle of the city? And no one knows about it? What the hell is going on with this country?
Security breach of this magnitude? It's like our entire network has been violated.
How the hell did they get past the firewall?
I don't know, but he's got a shitload of new coding to do. All the passwords he has to reset? Ooh, ouch.
That's probably why he's so stressed.
No kidding. Adam, is it true Mr. Sarif is sending you to China? I mean, you've only just got back to work, and I would think we'd need you here.
Hey, Adam. I think Frank wanted to see you. He seemed really stressed.
Any idea what the big guy's got in store for you next, Mr. J?
Just saw Taggart and his lapdog in here. What a couple of hypocrites, especially that doctor.
You go do what you gotta do. The team's gonna be sticking around to make sure nothing happens.
Taggart was just here, Adam. Did you know he has a rehab center out in Utah? Sounds more like a brainwash center to me.
Prison camp hidden in Highland Park? You've got to be kidding me.
That's what Will was saying. He heard Frank talking to David about it.
Oh, and Will is a reliable source. You know, he listens to that conspiracy radio DJ all the time.
I'm not so sure. The way things have been going around here lately, I'm starting to wonder if the government is up to something. Those men who attacked us 6 months ago had to have had military training.
Yeah, but not necessarily U.S. military training.
Meaning what?
Meaning we all know how much the Chinese want to get their hands on what we do here. And I just heard that Athena's getting Jensen a new passport. Do the math, ladies.
I thought Mr. Sarif sent you home tonight, Adam. You've certainly had a busy first day back.
Adam, we're hearing the most incredible rumors around here. Someone really ought to put a stop to it.
Jensen, you talked to Mr. Sarif yet? I hear he may be sending you to China.
Adam, I just heard something that might interest you. My cousin called from police headquarters. Apparently there's been an incident. Major security breach.
Access granted.
What is everyone still doing here? What am I still doing here?
Access granted.
I get home. No, but I couldn't get out of this. You saw the news. Okay, goodbye.
Adam, is Mr. Seraph really shipping you off to China? What's he thinking?
Got the latest figures for the last quarter. Mr. Seraph won't be happy. We're still way behind Tai Young Medical in market share.
Access granted.
Hey, Adam, you gonna leave something for us to do? Or are we only good enough for keeping watch over the cleaning crew?
Hey, Adam, you flying off again? I saw Malik refueling the chopper.
Is it true what they're saying? You found a FEMA prison camp right here in Detroit? Jesus Christ, this smells rotten.
Access granted.
Did you see that William Taggart in here? He badmouths our industry every chance he gets, and then he expects to walk into some big welcome after we've just been attacked?
I'd like to finish up what I have to do so I can get home.
Hello, who is it?
I'm not saying the guy's my hero all of a sudden, but there was just something about Taggart that I found a little mesmerizing.
He's a bigot, Walt.
I know, but he did this thing. I asked him if this was his first time in Detroit, and he started telling me how he came here in '06 for the last game of the ALCS. You know, when Kenny Rogers was spraying champagne everywhere?
I hate baseball.
So while he's telling me this, Denny comes over and tries to ask him something, but Taggart just holds up a hand, turns to me, and says, "Excuse me, will you?" I thought it was a pretty polite gesture for somebody everyone keeps calling superior.
I'm sure Mussolini was polite too.
Jensen, did you happen to bump into Bill Taggart yet? I'd love to hear your impression of him.
Amazing. Even people in this company are hypnotized by Taggart's charm.
Access granted.
Taggart was just here, Adam. Did you know he has a rehab center out in Utah? Sounds more like a brainwash center to me.
What do you want?
As much as I hate to admit it, I need your help. That signal you shut down in DRB territory. It's been active for almost a year.
You're telling me someone outside this company has had access to our network since before the first attack?
I've detected intrusions before and shut them down swiftly every time. But whoever designed this particular algorithm is good. Very good.
You've told Sarif?
See, here's the thing. The intrusions were possible because of a backdoor access into our security system that I never even knew existed.
The one Sanders' team used to get inside our plant.
I've worked here for 7 years, Jensen, and this is the first time I've seen that particular access route. David Sarif created it specifically to bypass the firewall. He's hiding something, and I think you should find out what it is.
Why me?
Because, as far as I can tell, Sarif created that access and was streaming a lot of data through it shortly after your ex-girlfriend suggested he hire you. Don't you have some investigating to do?
Hey, Adam, you gonna leave something for us to do? Or are we only good enough for keeping watch over the cleaning crew?
Excuse me.
Mr. Jensen, isn't it?
Sir, you have that charity dinner?
In a moment, Isaiah. I was hoping I might run into you, Mr. Jensen. Bill Taggart.
The founder of the Humanity Front. I know who you are.
Yes. Yes, I imagine you do. As David Sarif's top security man, I imagine you have quite the file on me. But I assure you, Mr. Jensen, I am devastated by recent events.
Really?
I do not support what you and your company are doing to mankind. I believe it's extremely dangerous. But abolishing human enhancement technologies will only be achieved through legal means.
I'll keep that in mind.
This is your first day back since the accident 6 months ago, isn't it?
Sir, we have to go.
What happened to me was no accident.
Ah, my mistake. But it must have been stressful facing down a second incident so soon. I imagine it brought back all kinds of unpleasant memories.
I appreciate your concern, Mr. Taggart, but it was nothing I couldn't handle.
I'm a psychologist, Mr. Jensen. I know when a man is hiding behind words. The flesh may heal, but the mind is not always so resilient. You might want to keep that in mind. Now, if you'll be so kind as to excuse me.
I'm curious about something, Mr. Taggart. What is it you hope to accomplish by coming here tonight?
I would think that would be obvious. Your company has been viciously targeted. The violence and bloodshed that's occurred, it must be stopped. But I'm afraid it won't be until men of wisdom and understanding come to an agreement.
About what?
About the future, Mr. Jensen. This enhancement technology threatens to change the course of human evolution, to redefine what it even means to be human. You think governments can afford to let that go unregulated?
You can't stop progress, Mr. Taggart.
Perhaps not. But neither can we afford to sit by and watch it happen on its own. Not when we have the ability, the collective will, and foresight to influence it.
I see. Thank you for illuminating me.
Anytime.
You're Taggart's aide, aren't you? Dr. Isaiah Sandoval, isn't it?
No need to play ignorant, Mr. Jensen. I am quite sure you have a file on me that's as thick as the one you have on Mr. Taggart.
You're an outspoken activist in your own right, Dr. Sandoval.
When you have seen the things that I have, you find you have no choice but to stand up and be counted. Frankly, I am surprised an ex-cop like yourself isn't more disturbed by the dangers of this technology.
Augmentations help a lot of people, Doc. Handicapped, war vets.
Yes, but at what cost? My own friend had his life ruined by these so-called enhancements of yours. A man much like you who had no choice but to become augmented. Yet once he was... Too much power can make you do terrible things, Mr. Jensen. I suggest you think long and hard on that.
I'd like to hear more about your friend, Dr. Sandoval. What exactly did he do?
Nothing.
Was he injured in the Gulf?
He went on a rampage in a shopping mall, if you must know. Hoping to be gunned down by the police, rather than face a lifetime battling augmentation addiction.
He was addicted to augments?
They don't talk about it in those corporate brochures of yours, do they? Neuropathy dependency, rejection psychosis, any number of physical and psychological ills have resulted from this technology, and yet we rarely hear a word about them.
I'm sure the literature is out there.
No thanks to the throng of corporate lawyers attempting to stop it.
Your friend, did he succeed? Did he suicide by cop?
No. Bill Taggart talked him down.
Athena, you've been at this company a long time.
I hope that's not a comment about my age, Adam.
No. But I know nothing gets by you. If Sarif had done something that could compromise us...
Mr. Sarif has only the best interests of this company in mind, Adam.
I'm not questioning that.
Aren't you? I've been here since the beginning. I've seen how he built this up from nothing. He cares for his people. He truly believes what we're doing is important, and he would never do anything to jeopardize it.
I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, you shouldn't have. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy.